going to get back to your comedy writing because I find your posts really funny on
Thank you.
Facebook, and you write some dark shit, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't. What I like is you don't care. Sometimes I want to put something. I'm like, I gotta, because I also do stuff in the business world. I gotta watch, what I
Mm-hmm.
say. But for you, have you? Well, you said earlier you've always written like that. Is there any time where you've gotten flack for something you've written? Have you personally gotten shit for something, or in any of your writing jobs, because you do go off the cuff and you write some stuff, And I know you. I love when you make fun of sports. I don't know if you make fun of because I used to get shit because I used to say, I lived in LA. I would go to Dodgers games, and I actually had part season tickets to the Dodgers.
Did you
And
really?
I would say going to the Dodgers game is like watching an episode of Gangland, and people got pissed off in the audience because it was. It's. I go, it's the Mexican mafia against the
Yeah.
MS-13, whatever. 13.
Oh, it is.
I said
Absolutely.
they're fighting over a 99-cent beach ball because that was always the Dodgers games. They didn't have beach ball around. But
That's
have you
hilarious.
written shit? Because you write some really off, and I think it's funny, and I think most comics will find it funny, but you always get some people, like some comics, who get pissed, and you're like, you know what, you're a comedian. Now I can understand if it's really distasteful. But so have you gotten professionally any shit for something you've written in your career where you've regretted a little bit?
No, you'll get every now and then. So it's mostly Facebook stuff. They'll say too soon, and I don't believe in too soon. I just comedically, I don't. I think if your mind works fast enough that you can get to the joke that fast, good for you. And it's like Joan used to always say. I remember when she was promoting one of the books, and she was on Tavis Smiley on PBS. And he said, you see a lot of things that are very cutting and a lot of things that offend a lot of people. What do you say to that? She said, don't buy a ticket. Turn the channel. She goes, you're not a hostage. You don't like it? Don't come see me. Go to another show. Turn the TV off. I'm not forcing you to watch. This is what I think is funny. If you don't think it's funny, watch somebody else. I'll write something for anybody. If you don't like it, don't use it. And it's like, even though, like, you'll hear from the general public, I'm sure if you put posts on, when you put stuff on Facebook or anywhere, they'll say, oh, I didn't like that. Well, then don't laugh. Don't laugh.
I did a show. It was for a company that outsources HR. And there's a guy I know, and it was at a microbrewery. It was a microbrewery, and it was a networking thing. And they know what I do. And the one lady I know, she's like, it was really funny, but you were really off color. And I was like, well, you know what? It's a comedy show. You're all adults, and that's the thing people don't get. I mean, I think though it's been. I'm trying to think of the word. I think people have overreacted too much of saying that the crowds don't laugh at anything anymore, because all the shows, I don't perform a lot, but all the shows I do, maybe because my crowds are 40 and up, but no one gets offended. And everyone was making that big thing. Everyone gets so offended so easily. I really don't see it. And you've had a long career writing, and I mean, do you think people are get offended, or do you think that's just something like
yes
in the media?
I don't know. It's like the way everything's broken down nowadays to the right and the left. The way I tell people, I said, well, on the right they don't get the jokes, and on the left they're offended by everything.
Coop's Comedy Corner.